Welcome in to the Wrestling Nirvana podcast. I'm your co-host, Michael Morgan, here with my good friend, Kyle Hawley.
What's going on?
Not much, sir. Thank you for joining us for episode 1. Exciting. I'm excited to do it. I like that intro.
Yeah, it turned out pretty good.
Yeah. So we're quite simple, a wrestling podcast. We just wanted to talk about wrestling and
Wrestling Nirvana
wrestling.
podcast.
Yeah, the Wrestling Nirvana podcast.
Yeah,
you can follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Nirvana. That's WrestlinNirvana. 2 N's in the middle.
Are we gonna be on Facebook and Instagram eventually?
We will be.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing out that I didn't think that far ahead. I'm not a Facebook guy, so that's kind of hard. And I'm really just a Twitter person.
Yeah. I'm just the old cat who still does Facebook.
Yeah, no, I see you on Facebook.
Yeah.
I see you, but I like your stuff, Kyle.
I'm trying to do Instagram more, but I don't take enough pictures.
I also think my problem is that I don't care about seeing people's pictures. I would rather see someone's like intellectual thoughts on Twitter. Wow,
exactly.
I am.
I hear you.
Well, I mean, there's not much to say about us. We're just two guys that watch wrestling and wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some news today, a recap of WWE from this week, and then we're going to pretty much spend most of the show previewing the Royal Rumble.
We're going, Royal Rumble predictions and...
Sunday, January 27th, 2019 is when it is on.
Yeah.
On the WWE Network. $9.99 a month.
$9.99 until they raise the prices, right?
Yeah.
And offer, hopefully, more stuff.
Maybe.
Usually when you raise the prices, you should offer more.
I get that.
It'd be like Netflix.
Just like on a side note, I feel like the network's kind of a steal for $10 a month.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like, and a lot of people I hear people make separate emails to get it for free, but
that's too much work.
Yeah, it's too much work.
And then WWE spams you with super emails like, "Hey, you want to renew your subscription?" Because I did that on 2 of my emails, and that's all I get, double emails from WWE.
Yeah, no, thank you.
But and then they'll make it seem like it's sent from wrestlers. It'll be Randy Orton just emailed you. And you're like, what? So you go to your email and it says, hey, the Royal Rumble's tomorrow. I want to renew your subscription. I'm like, shut up, Randy.
Hulk Hogan just emailed you.
Yeah.
Hey, brother.
I'm like, no, I'm not opening up that.
The Hulkster ain't talking to me, bro.
Nope.
So we can... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to...
Oh, okay, great. That was a perfect... send-off into the news.
Yeah.
Let's talk. We have 1 news item today. Usually there's more, but... With it being the Rumble, I think we just kind of wanted to talk about the Rumble mainly. So,
besides AEW, but we're not going to talk. We can spend a whole episode talking about that.
Yeah, and today I think is more of just a WWE centric episode, which is mainly what we watch.
Yeah. Sorry, TNA.
Yeah, I mean the only other wrestling I watch is New Japan.
Yeah.
And I usually just catch the highlights because I don't stay up late enough to.
Exactly.
I'm not up at 3 a.m. to watch that. So yeah, but let's get into the news. So our 1 news item for the day is pretty big. It broke the 25th, maybe 26th. It was giant news. My jaw dropped when I saw it because I really couldn't believe it. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observing Newsletter reported that Ronda Rousey could be potentially taking a break or leaving WWE as a whole after WrestleMania 35 in April.
Which is I'm gonna applaud Ronda Rousey for sticking out consistently because I think everyone thought she was gonna be a Brock Lesnar and just come for the big main events and stuff like that. But she actually showed up for a lot of Raws. She wrestled on a lot of Raws, Monday Night Raws. That sounds weird, but she wrestled on TV. And she did the pay-per-views, and I think she deserves some time off.
I think the biggest thing is she's the first wrestler since Kurt Angle to pick up wrestling as such a natural, and she's still super, as the people in the business say, green on the mic. Still super, needs a lot of help there, and maybe that would be good if she starts a family because she can be spending time working on that.
Because that's what they said that she's taking time off for, is to start a family.
To start a family. She's married to another fighter, an MMA fighter, right? A UFC fighter, something like that. I don't know his name. Sorry.
Who cares? No,
Ronda Rousey's husband, that's what he is.
Yeah. That's all he is to me.
TMZ then kind of took that report and said that she's just going to be taking time off to start a family because Big Dave, what he had said, it seemed to be she might just be leaving WWE and coming back part-time, but she could be coming back full-time, which I think would be good because, and I know part of this is going to be talked about in the Royal Rumble preview, but if she can if she can not lose a singles match until WrestleMania and put someone over, like big, someone who the fans want, someone who's Irish and has red hair, if they can do that in the main event of WrestleMania, I'd be pretty happy. And that kind of seems like what it's going towards.
Do you think so?
I think that if she's gonna leave after WrestleMania 35, obviously she has to drop the belt.
Are they gonna do? Do you think WWE is gonna do like an injury angle, or are they just gonna be like, "Hey, it's been a wild run, but I'm gonna go home"? And...
I've heard she talked to ESPN Ramona Shelburne, I believe at ESPN, and basically said that something she thinks would be cool is if it was a surprise and when she gets pregnant she leaves and she just drops it like that. And I think like one day, you come out and you're just like, I'm pregnant, bye. Like, that's cool because then she's gone for however long.
Because then people will understand. Because it's not a secret. Kayfabe is kayfabe is dead.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And it's just like everyone already saw the news and everyone knows. So everyone knows she's leaving. So it's like, but you know how WWE is. They can either turn on her and be like, bye, leave, get out of here, or they can actually respect her and just be like, hey, see you when you get back,
And I think it'll be the latter because first off, she's a main event attraction. She's probably the biggest name in wrestling just because of, she can go on ESPN and people won't make fun of her as much as whoever goes on ESPN when they're just a wrestler because a lot of people don't see it as a real sport because it is more entertainment, just physical entertainment. But I would be glad if that's what she wants to do. I don't care what she does.
Yeah.
It's up to her. If she wants to go start a family, good on you. Like if you want to continue wrestling and be really good in the ring, she's started jumping off like top ropes and doing bigger spots and she's a great seller. I think she can just sell. Like those matches with Nia at Money in the Bank and then at TLC were not bad. And as someone that's been wrestling for a year, she carried her. Ronda carried Nia. Is what
it's funny to say that.
Yeah,
but
I think she's a legit great wrestler, and I do think she needs to work on her promo skills. Obviously, she said that weird thing. There was a lot of Bible references on Raw, where she's like, "I'm gonna cut off my hair and wash Sasha Banks' feet," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" Yeah. She's not a natural, but God, she can sure put up a tussle, hit a few jabs.
She knows how to fight.
Yeah, for sure, and she knows how to make it look real because she was a real fighter.
I think if she was to drop the title to Becky, I think the crowd would appreciate it as long as they like hold hands and hug and like Ronda raises Becky's hand and is like, okay, you're the man, so now I'm gonna go leave.
Yeah,
but Becky can't come back like the next day on like Raw or SmackDown and be like, I made her leave and all this and that. I'm the man. Like, you got to be humble about it too.
Well, it depends. I see, and you and I have different thoughts about Becky and her character. Because I've been a Becky fan for a long time because I just think she's a good wrestler.
And I refuse to jump on the bandwagon.
But see, there's the difference. I don't think that I jumped on a bandwagon. I think that I just got lucky because a wrestler I really liked is now probably the biggest, like, the most popular wrestler I would say in WWE.
Because before she started doing all this man stuff, no one cared about Becky.
Yeah, and some of her, and I always thought she was super charismatic, and then she finally got a gimmick, and I think the whole like Nia breaking her face, as they said. That's a weird way to say it, breaking her nose, and all that stuff has helped her, and that's one of those moments that I'm not gonna forget on Raw. That's the only moment I can remember on Raw in 2018, besides Roman announcing that he had cancer, was Becky coming in and just beating the holy hell out of Ronda and bleeding and just looking badass. And but I think we can talk about that. I have some ideas of my predictions for the Rumble that have to do with that. So I think we can go into recapping Raw.
Yeah, we're gonna recap Raw and SmackDown real quick. Because and we're gonna do this Rumble prediction.
We're gonna try to do that quick so that we can have some time to talk about the Rumble. Luckily, not much happened on Raw, and not really much happened on SmackDown.
For them to be go home shows.
It was kind of slow. But the one thing I did like was the opening promo of Raw, which was Brock and Heyman, and then Vince came out, and then Finn came out, or then Braun came out, and then Finn came out, and then Finn and Braun fought. But first off, Paul Heyman is really good on the mic, and I say that every time I hear
course.
him. But my God, like he's just legit, and he sold Finn Balor to if people just didn't want to watch that match because they thought Finn was gonna get squashed, which I think he'll lose. Spoiler alert. But I think that spoiler alert for my prediction.
Right.
But I think that it's gonna be kind of like Daniel Bryan versus Brock, AJ versus Brock, like those two Survivor Series matches where it's like competitive. And I think Finn might be someone that Brock respects enough to have a good match with, because you can tell when he doesn't care. Like at Crown Jewel.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like you can tell,
yeah,
like
yeah.
at the Royal Rumble versus Braun and Kane, like he just
Definitely.
sits there, suplex, F5. But when he's like taking bumps and stuff, you can tell that he wants to put on a good match. So Vince came out and had. You can tell that WWE is less scripted now. You can tell that they're giving bullet points.
They're more bullet
which
points.
is
Yeah,
which
exactly.
is great because that's
yeah.
what you want, and it helps someone like Heyman who's really good on the mic, or Finn who's pretty good on the mic, and it kind of hurts like Braun who's not the best, and Vince who's just weird, with his like magic mushroom David and Goliath thing,
Yeah.
which was weird.
I heard that they because I didn't watch Raw. I didn't watch the beginning of Raw, so I missed this whole segment. But I heard they were just like messing that story all up. The whole David and Goliath
Well,
stuff.
I think it was on purpose. I think Vince was made to be like weird.
Like everyone knows Vince doesn't read the Bible,
And-
or
and-
Mr.
well,
McMahon's character doesn't read the Bible.
The best part of the entire thing, and you know how I love to like nitpick and hear like really funny things.
Yeah.
Like for some reason I thought this was so genius. Is Vince says, looking at Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar, you ever read the Bible? You know, or you ever heard of David and Goliath? And Heyman, you can hear it in the mic, but he looks at Brock Lesnar and he's like, I've never read the Bible.
Yeah.
Like
Because Heyman's like openly,
Yeah.
openly Jewish.
and Heyman just it killed me because he just said that real quick.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a pretty good promo because I thought that it put Finn really over, and then the match was whatever. Finn and Braun fought afterwards because why not start Raw off with a 20-minute promo and then a match that we've seen before? And there was a weird part where Finn went to the outside of the ring and got belly to belly suplexed by Braun in front of the ref, but the ref didn't do anything. Or by Brock, not
Yeah,
Braun.
yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. He got belly to belly suplexed outside of the ring by Brock, and then went back in, beat the hell out of Braun and Brock. Was about to go for the coup de grace, and Brock F5'd him, and then they called for a disqualification, which
Yeah.
was weird. But I've heard people say like, well, he just kind of like he held him and got off him, so it's not whatever.
The way it
It's-
looked, yeah.
But
yeah,
in the
yeah.
end, it's how we expected. Brock was on top, and at the end of the standing tall at the end of the show, I guess that segment, because he wasn't on the rest of the show. But I thought it was an okay way to start Raw, and I thought it was an okay way to get Finn maybe like some more love, and I like we want him to
Give
win.
him hope. Yeah, we all
Yeah.
want him to win, but everyone knows
And
the
we
truth.
know,
yeah.
which if he wins, I'm gonna pop out of my seat. I'm gonna
course.
go nuts.
Of course.
So we can kind of, I mean, the rest of Raw didn't matter to me personally.
Besides Banks and Bailey versus
I guess,
Ronda
yeah,
and
but
Natty.
we can kind of, well, that is important for one reason, but we can kind of go through, if you don't mind, just really quickly on everything else, just say it.
Yeah.
because I don't have any, I don't care. So,
well,
Bobby Lashley and Apollo Crews had
Yeah.
a pose off, and then Lashley attacked Crews, and Bobby
Yeah.
Lashley beat him,
that's probably going to be a storyline
which is weird
taking
because,
on after the Rumble.
yeah, it's weird because you think like it'd be funny to have like big Bobby Lashley and then like someone who doesn't have a body like that, like Corbin or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
like Otis Dozovich or whatever from Heavy Machinery, and it's like they're posing it like haha, like that's WWE funny, whatever. But to have Apollo Crews and then someone with a slightly better body than Apollo Crews like do a pose off, I was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
And I don't care about Apollo Crews' character. And I don't mind Lashley and Leo Rush like being heel with the title. That's fine, do your thing.
It's just two boring characters
Yeah.
going in a feud together, and that's
And
not, and it's boring.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with the IC title, but I'm glad that it's off Ambrose and Rollins because they
Yeah.
don't need that. Rollins defeated McIntyre in what was the same old Seth Rollins match as always. The heel holds him down, and then things actually do get exciting at the very end. It was a good match. It was a good TV match, but something we've seen before.
That's when I tuned in. Was during that match. Yeah.
It was something we've seen before. Baron Corbin beat Elias, and I don't have anything to say about that because I think I might have went to the kitchen to get food or something.
Yeah, right.
Heavy Machinery made their Raw debut, but they're still not on Raw or SmackDown because they're doing the NXT call-ups really weird, and they beat the Ascension, and that's fine. I like Heavy Machinery in NXT, and I think they'll be ruined on the main roster like everyone else.
Of course.
I have nothing else to say
because I thought they were coming in as heels, but I don't watch NXT. So
their faces, they're like weird though. They're like, I mean, they don't really. They're people that in NXT had a funny gimmick, but could be taken seriously because they were good in the ring, and in on Raw, it's gonna be like, I mean, AOP was probably the most or the second most dominant tag team in NXT besides maybe the Undisputed Era, and they came in and Drake Maverick started peeing himself. Like, they you know how Vince is. But Bobby Roode and Chad Gable retained versus the Revival with Kurt Hawkins as a special guest referee, which was
weird.
The Revival's going to AEW.
Definitely they want to leave.
Yeah, and they trademarked.
WWE won't let them.
They had that backstage segment with Vince where Vince was like, I like what you guys bring to the table, but it's like, wow, they're kind of like, whatever. But they've trademarked FTR, which now they say is forever the Revival, but it was between them and the Young Bucks with like, fuck the Revival. Which would be, oh my God, let the Revival go to AEW and win the tag championship the first night. That'd be great.
It'd be fun.
They're fantastic. And then afterwards, the Revival, which Kurt Hawkins called the match right down the middle, the Revival end up like beating up Kurt Hawkins and all this stuff, and then Zack Ryder comes out, and it's like, oh, there's the Edgeheads, but I don't think anyone in the crowd realized that they used to be the Edgeheads. When you wrote this
note, I was like, the Edgeheads, and I was like, wait a minute, they were a tag team.
Yeah, they were Edge's boys, which I mean that's fine, and it didn't get a pop, which I mean kind of sucked. I
think people popped just to see Ryder.
Well, but they didn't. I don't think anyone realized in the crowd that they used to be like a tag team and like Edge's cronies, but. That's fine. And then I didn't write this down in the notes, but really quickly we can just say it. Alexa Bliss and Lacey Evans declared for the Rumble. So Alexa Bliss is cleared, and Lacey Evans is now going to be in the Rumble. And she got there was kind of a pop for the segment, which was cool. Like, I think Lacey Evans is a pretty good wrestler. She's okay, I guess I should say. She's good on the mic, and has a character, which is more than you can say for a lot of wrestlers.
Exactly.
But I mean that wasn't too important. It was kind of a boring segment. I think there was a Jinder Mahal match in there somewhere, and I did not put that in the notes because I don't care.
That's right. Yeah.
They had him and the Singh brothers faced somebody. The Lucha House Party, and that's why I didn't write it down. I don't even know who won the match. But like you were talking about really quickly, Sasha Banks and Bayley beat Ronda Rousey and Natalya with Natty tapping out to the bank statement.
So with that happening, is that Ronda Rousey's first loss on WWE TV?
It is, but
it doesn't count.
I don't think it counts because it's not a singles loss.
Yeah. So she's still technically undefeated.
She's undefeated. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Like, is important is that she did lose, but she didn't lose. But Bayley took her out, didn't she, at the very end of the match? Which is fine because I like when people have undefeated streaks and then someone important breaks them. Unlike Asuka and Charlotte at WrestleMania.
Did you see Banks' wardrobe malfunction?
What happened?
Yeah.
I wasn't. No, I didn't. Oh. I kind of. I watched.
The screen went black for like 3 seconds because I guess someone pulled down. I think it was either Ronda or Natty pulled down Banks' underwear bottoms and her butt was exposed.
Oops. That happens all the time.
Whenever, Google it.
Whenever I'm good. But I like when people grab like someone's trunks for like a dirt. Like when you grab someone's trunks, somehow that's dirty, even though it's part of their wrestling attire.
Yeah.
But, and then I'm always like, please don't let their ass come out.
Right.
Don't let their ass come out.
Or like something else pops out.
Yeah. Okay. Let's.
But yeah, her butt was exposed. So
but yeah, I mean, it made Sasha look strong, which I think for some reason I think a lot of people don't like Sasha because she's been a champ before, and also because every time she comes out, you just hear Michael Cole, "It's boss time." Okay.
And for some reason, Corey Graves just have some personal vendetta against Sasha that I don't understand.
It's interesting. I wish Corey Graves had a more defined character as a heel because I don't mind heel commentators. I just don't like when they only like the heels.
Yeah.
I think it should just be like, I don't know, whatever. I wish Renee would go heel and just be with Dean. God, that's my dream. I thought that this episode of Raw was better than a lot of episodes of Raw. There were parts of it that I just kind of stayed out of, but the parts that were good, I thought hit. Like that opening promo, especially, I thought hit. I I thought it was I thought it was up there with SmackDown, which is good to say. And speaking of SmackDown, as we transition, it was live in Wichita, Kansas, and you attended the event.
I went to see SmackDown live in Wichita, and it was cool. I had pretty good seats. I was right in the corner.
I could see you on TV.
I had okay seats. Let me rephrase that. I had okay seats. They're good seats because they were up close, and you do get some camera time. That was kind of cool that you sent me that.
I
that photo
within
of me
the first
on
10
camera.
seconds.
Yeah.
After the Then Now Forever, I was going back and rewatching the episode just to kind of see some parts that for writing this.
I DVR'd it.
And and all of a sudden I just see Kyle, and I took a picture of it and drew a circle and sent it to him oh my god. But
so that's kind of cool.
And I saw some stuff from your point of view. You shared some stuff on social media from your point of view, which is cool. What'd you think of the overall, I guess, atmosphere before we kind of get into it? Was the crowd there, or?
It's okay, have you been to any live events?
Yeah.
Okay. Wichita, I don't know, maybe I can't speak because I haven't been to any other live events around the city, in different cities, but Wichita still does the what chance for some reason.
Yeah, oof.
And it's kind of cringy because it's dude, we're off that.
Yeah, that's 20 years ago. Yeah. I don't like that. There are a few cities that are. I've been wanting to go to a wrestling event in Chicago for a long time because I think that's the hot crowd.
Oh, definitely.
My God. So, but
we do the what chance. Someone tried to do a CM Punk chant because it was during the I want to say it was during the
Mandy Rose.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of the most boring match.
Yeah, so. I think it was during that. And then so it's Wichita's so cringy, but it's just
I think it's because we don't get very many events, and so we just we can finally say these things, yay! Yeah. But and I was sad I couldn't go.
The crowd loved Becky.
My God, they better. I love Becky.
My Asuka chance was getting drowned out by Becky.
Which is kind of interesting because we were talking actually before we started recording that I like Asuka, and just for reference, I was a huge Becky fan before the whole push started, and now I'm literally wearing the man t-shirt. Kyle saw me walk in. He was like, "Are you wearing the man t-shirt?" Yeah, of course I am. I love her. But Asuka's probably the best. I mean, her and Charlotte are up there as the two best pure women's wrestlers right now.
I like Asuka because I know she can go, but she's forced to hold herself back.
Yeah, I think Asuka's been kind of ruined on the main roster by a lot, especially with the whole Carmella stuff. But I want her rank. I want her to win. I hope she keeps the title through WrestleMania and has a nice WrestleMania moment. And I don't think it'll be against Becky or Charlotte. Hopefully, or at least against Becky, because I hope Ronda and Becky fight. But we can go in and as we go in, if you remember anything specifically from these promos or matches that you want to say the crowd was doing this.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Well, I had like I said, I had an okay seat. Just for people who ever go to live events. I was in the corner where the timekeeper and the ring announcer sit. So I was literally sitting behind, I forget the ring announcer's name, but I was sitting behind him. And it's good seats because it's close and you can potentially, be close to the action because it's really a few feet away from the commentator's booth. And surprisingly, that episode of SmackDown, a lot of wrestlers were doing action next to the commentator's booth. So you were right up and close.
Yeah, especially that Daniel Bryan segment.
Exactly. He was standing right in front of us. But it's also a bad seat because that's also where the cameraman stand.
Right.
So they stand in that corner and they kind of block the view of everyone standing right there. So but I got it for a decent price.
Yeah, you were. There was also a moment I think I saw you quickly. They had kind of a wide shot of the announcer's table.
Yeah,
and SmackDown still has the announcer's table in the original spot, not up by the stage, by the ring, and you could kind of see yourself. I was like, oh, there's Kyle in the red.
And it's my friend, he had seats right behind Corey Graves, so he was in every shot.
That's dope.
It was kind of cool. So. But we can start from the top.
So Becky came out and had a promo, and then Asuka came out, and I might forget a little bit of this, and then Charlotte came out and was kind of a manipulator, which is a nice role for her.
She kind of instigated, but it's just it didn't really feel like that. It just felt like Charlotte was done talking, and then Asuka just started fighting Becky.
Yeah,
From our perspective. Yeah.
Well, and here's something from watching on TV, an interesting perspective. I don't know how this ended up brawling out in the arena, but when we came back, they're like the second we come back, they're still brawling in the back.
Yeah.
And it's like just that little thing makes me like watching wrestling more, because if we come back and there's just a match is ready, like okay, but we could just see like it's just exciting.
Yeah,
I think and slowly but surely I think the WWE is changing what they're doing, and all this year the authority BS and stuff. I think slowly it's kind of changing. Do you have any big thoughts on this? I thought this was kind of just yep, they're gonna fight and it'll probably be a good match, and Ronda will probably interfere.
Yeah, Wichita loved Becky, and that's pretty much. And okay, I got I got notes, but it's just like it's like inappropriate notes, so it's just like I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay.
Because
I don't even know what that
it's
means.
2019.
Okay.
I could probably say it off mic, but let me just say this: Asuka looks better in person. If you ever had doubts about Asuka, she looks way better.
I think
in
Asuka's
person.
good looking.
And it's like, I like thick girls, and Asuka's like really thick in person. I'll say that. And then Charlotte, because I'll say this: the dark match after everything was over, SmackDown 205 Live was the triple threat between Becky, Asuka, and Charlotte, and everyone knew Asuka was going to retain.
Yeah, sure, of
because
course.
it's like a dark match.
Yeah, of course.
But Charlotte, if you ever wondered, like, everyone knows Charlotte got her breast enhanced. Because I think she ruptured her breast.
Yeah, that's why she left
and
before, and then she came back for SummerSlam, and that's when people started hating her because she stole Becky's spot.
And it's just like you sit there and wonder, like, how does she wrestle with them boobs like that? You know?
Well, a lot of women's wrestlers
back in the Attitude Era, that was all it was.
And some to this day, which it's kind of like in terms of being. Finally, we're being progressive in wrestling. Not the show. Where, you have people that they don't have to enhance themselves in that way, and it goes with the men too. You don't have to be Hulk Hogan and take steroids. Like,
exactly.
My favorite wrestler in WWE right now, besides Becky, is Velveteen Dream on NXT. And I mean, he's ripped, like, because he's a wrestler, but he's not like
he's ready to come to the main roster.
Dude, they're gonna ruin him. Keep him on NXT.
Oh,
keep him on
I don't
NXT,
think he's
bro.
gonna fly over on the main roster.
No, it won't be good because he's kind of a kayfabe breaker in his gimmick, like call me up Vince on his pants, coming out as Hulk Hogan. People won't get it, and that's.
But is he okay? Because I've only seen the Takeover. We're getting off topic, but I've only seen him on the main Takeover pay-per-views. I don't watch NXT.
Right.
Is he a flamboyant, like, sexual guy, or is that just like?
Yeah. I don't know about like sexual.
Yeah. Is he a gay wrestler? That's what I'm trying to.
If he is, he is. But he has a gimmick to where, he's kind of out there in terms of, but he's not like Bobby Lashley slapping his ass. Like,
proposing, that's what I was trying to figure out because I couldn't tell.
He's so different. Like, and his promos are so good. He talks in the third person, and he's like. He does all this like weird like groovy shit, I would almost say. And then in the ring, he's 23 years old and he's such a natural, and that's where it gets me. He's so good at just professional wrestling, and he can cut a promo.
I'm gonna have to watch Takeover tonight.
Yeah, I'm for sure. But I was telling you, like, NXT this week I thought was really good, and we were gonna talk about it on this show, but. It's an hour pretty much of your day. I mean, I know it's a lot of wrestling, but like I said, you can go back on the network, you can go on Hulu and watch it, and it's no commercials, you can skip stuff. But going back to SmackDown, I thought there were then three pretty good segments on the rest of the show, which is pretty good. Cesaro beat The Miz in a one-on-one match, previewing their Royal Rumble tag.
Here's a live note.
Go on.
If you ever thought that those kicks were fake or sounded fake or they don't hit their opponents, these kicks are brutal.
You mean like the yes kicks that like
just
Miz
kicks?
does?
When Sheamus kicked Shane McMahon,
Jesus,
you saw it in person. It's like he connected. Like you could tell.
And I'm sure you've seen this on social media.
Yeah.
So let's go on and then we'll talk about that. Then. Kind of, there was like a brawl afterwards a little bit. It got to a point where Shane was on the top rope with Cesaro on the announce table, and it looked like he was gonna do his elbow drop, and then Sheamus came over, whatever, and then
That's a
they
big
put
gap too. Seeing it live in person,
yeah.
that's a big jump.
Oh yeah, for sure. Can you imagine being there when Shane's jumping off Hell in the Cell?
Right,
Like,
right,
oh my
yeah,
God, no
yeah,
wonder they freak out.
yeah.
But so Sheamus they put Miz on the announce table and throw Shane through Miz on the announce table, and that's great. And Miz and Shane are gonna win the tag team championships on Sunday.
And it's behind the scenes note. It was funny because they were down there for like a minute, like
For
trying
real?
to get up, and then like the whole Vince McMahon watching on the screen. They don't show the behind the scenes stuff on the Titantron, so like you have to look up at the TV screen above the ring. So like no one really knew Vince was watching.
Yeah.
So there was like really no pop. So I don't know if they like digitally put in cheers. I don't know. I didn't see.
I don't remember if they put in cheers. But
they were there for a minute, and then like
that's cool.
The referees and everyone helped them walk to the back because it was obviously on commercial.
Yeah.
But as soon as the arena went black for the commercial ad, they just started walking normally and just walking back. It was kind of funny. Yeah.
I mean, for like when you're actually like a wrestling fan,
Yeah.
you know that it's fake and
Yeah.
and kayfabe and this and that. I think that's okay because I don't care.
And then another funny part was they rebuilt the announcer table. That was funny too because they usually don't do that.
Yeah.
They usually just leave it completely gone, but like they rebuilt the announcer table, so that was kind of funny too, watching them do that.
That is funny. I will going back to it. We were talking about that bro kick, Sheamus, and you can see it in slow mo. You can see a stop picture of it. You can see it in full time. No matter what, Sheamus bro kicks Shane McMahon. Well, Cesaro's holding his head in place, and holy hell, as much shit as I give Shane for, I'm the best wrestler in the world.
Yeah,
No, you're not. And for as sweaty as this dude is, but is he that sweaty in person? Be honest, because he's pretty sweaty.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's the one takeaway I actually needed to know because you haven't actually told me anything about what it was like at SmackDown. I wanted to say it for the podcast. But Sheamus kicks his head off. Like,
yeah.
I
In
mean,
person,
it
it was crazy.
Connects.
Yeah.
That was. I saw it on TV and I was like, oh my God, like that connected.
It was brutal.
We can go on. Naomi and Mandy Rose fought, and Mandy beat Naomi after Sonya Deville got involved. I don't care.
Dumb.
Yeah, no one. Yep, we don't even have to talk about that. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
talk about things I don't care about. Vince came out and moderated a face-to-face between AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, and AJ came out, and I'm sure the pop was great because everyone loves AJ because he's phenomenal. Which I say that as if AJ isn't like a really good wrestler and just needs a new gimmick now.
That was the one thing there was two things I was disappointed about seeing it live. I didn't get to see AJ Styles wrestle. I didn't get to see the New Day wrestle. But just seeing the New Day that they were
They had
there
the
was
Tony
cool.
Kimmel, which was funny because they were like, "Is that cheer? Do you see it?"
Yeah.
I thought like it was kind of funny. But I get that, and AJ Styles and probably Kenny Omega are the two best wrestlers in the world. As of right now, you could put Okada up there.
Speaking of Kenny Omega, no one's been talking about Kenny Omega.
Well, because he's going to AEW. You saw that him and Jericho had the Impact contract on the table, and then the way Jericho phrased it was they left that to go to AEW, and then and I listened to his podcast, and he was like, "Well, I mean, I left it, so I think Kenny's probably going to be going to AEW, and I hope so. I don't want him to go, and I know we're different. I don't want him in WWE.
I would be surprised if they pulled a swerve and he was on WWE at the Royal Rumble.
I wouldn't be surprised, but good. I don't want it to happen, and I
don't. Yeah.
Yeah, but going on. And then Daniel Bryan came out, and this promo was just but Daniel Bryan's promo, like for what was a B kind of like promo between all three of them, Daniel Bryan was an A+ and carried it. Just. He's talking to AJ or whatever, and the best part is Vince is like, "Get in the ring, get in the ring."
that was funny.
And he's like, and it's so crazy to me that that Daniel Bryan gets booed because he says, "You people suck," when everything he says is the truth.
Everything he's saying is true.
And that's because he's not a tweener; he's a heel.
Yeah.
But I like Daniel Bryan, and I think a lot of people are like, "I miss face Daniel Bryan because we could cheer and he would say yes." Daniel Bryan heel this run is my favorite that he's ever had.
Of course.
For sure. And
I was kind of mad in live because I tried to do a Captain Planet chant because that's the way he's acting right now, but no one caught on. So if Captain Planet does catch on around the world eventually, I'm gonna be upset. Yeah.
If I was there, I would have helped you, bro. I would have been there with you.
Because he was straight acting like Captain Planet.
God, he started calling Vince out for being a baby boomer and how all they do is take and take and take.
Funny, yeah.
And some of the things he said were kind of like real because he was like, all you do is make money in the back and all this stuff, and it's like, God, like Vince legit does that, and of course Daniel Bryan is fantastic. just in general. AJ and Daniel then kind of fought, and another one of those little details that I love seeing is AJ goes to do the phenomenal forearm they brawled. They didn't have a match, I should say. AJ went to do the phenomenal forearm off the apron. He goes to do it, and Daniel Bryan goes behind Vince.
Yeah.
And it's a heelish tactic,
Yeah.
but it's like a small thing. And then he hits him with the running knee and leaves standing tall. That's fine. And AJ has good Rumble matches, and I know we're gonna talk about this. His Rumble matches are good, and so I think it'll be better than their TLC match, which was very good.
And just another live note, Vince is such a boss. He's like everywhere he goes, he's just a boss, and he's just like, I don't know, off camera, he's just like, you could tell he runs the show. So like when he was done talking, he threw his mic to the people who were sitting at ringside, and the guy who caught it, he kind of almost dropped it, and Vince like looked back at him like, "You're not about to drop my mic." And then like he looked at him, and he was like, they kind of smiled back and forth. But like you could just tell Vince is just a boss. It's just crazy.
I know in the arena on TV, you hear that everyone cheered. Was everyone cheering, or were there people booing? Because I would have booed. And as much of an asshole as that seems, Vince has been the sole reason that WWE has not been enjoyable the last 2 to 3 years.
It's just cool to see him.
I get that without him, we wouldn't be where we are today, and I do appreciate him, but he's so out of touch and so out of date, and my biggest problem is that he wants everything his way.
Yeah.
When someone like Triple H or Paul Heyman, who can run things behind the scenes, and Vince should be in charge of the WWE, and he's a businessman. If he wants to do a Saudi Arabia deal because they're going to make $1 billion, I don't agree with it ethically, but do what you have to do. You're a businessman. But like if Triple H, Paul Heyman, people like that, not Road Dogg, could be running creative, like. Think how good NXT is and how good NXT UK has become.
Yeah.
That's how good WWE the main roster could be.
Yeah.
But going on really quickly, Samoa Joe tapped out Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Was Mustafa Ali fun to see in person? He seems like
they went to replay in the middle of his entrance, so it was just like
sucks.
Yeah. So it's like, but you didn't really get to enjoy his entrance, but
and then
he's cool.
This is the one reason I was jealous that I didn't go to the show, was because Mysterio and Andrade, not Andrade Cien Almas, just Andrade, had a 2 out of 3 falls match that was interrupted by Joe, and then who got RKO'd by Randy Orton, who then stood tall at the end of the show, which was interesting. But Mysterio and Andrade had some cool spots. Did another Canadian Destroyer, which
it was crazy because watching it live. There was multiple times Andrade landed on his head, and it looked sick. It was like
he's just a good seller.
He was laying there, because after I think it was the second fall, he was just laying there, and he would not get up because you could tell he was holding his neck.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the camera was on him or not, but like it looked like he hurt his neck, and I was just like, someone needs to go check him because he looked like he hurt his neck. Yeah. But it was a good match.
Yeah. And it got interrupted, so it couldn't be finished. But Andrade was this good in NXT, is what I want to say.
There's rumors that they're trying to make him face.
And I don't care. I don't give a shit what they do with him.
And
I just want him to not be in. He can be in a title picture, and that's fine. Of course, I want him to be vying for the WWE Championship. I just want him to be in a storyline that matters, in matches that are good.
Yeah.
Because he is legit fantastic, and he was great in NXT, and he's great here, and like he's someone like. God, like Andrade and Kevin Owens. I'd love to see that. And I love Kevin Owens. And God, I hope he returns to the Rumble because I'll pop. But it was interesting
that they're holding him back.
They're holding him back.
I heard Kevin Owens lost a lot of weight. Shout out to Kevin Owens for losing weight.
I've seen him on his face. He might be someone that just holds a lot of weight in his face. He does look like he has lost weight, which is good for him. Yeah.
Yeah, because I heard they used to make fun of him for being like Vince didn't like him because he was fat, but that's why they made him wear a shirt.
Which is like fine. I don't mind if he wears a shirt, but I love Kevin Owens. Legit, he's funny and
he's a good person.
And he's a good person, and he's funny and can be a good guy, can be a bad guy, can be whatever he wants, and it's just frustrating when you see that like because he's not Hulk Hogan like or Brock Lesnar like and these big muscular guy, he can't. And he did get to win the Universal title, but he can't. He's not the champ right now, which is unfortunate. But overall, SmackDown was good. I thought it was interesting that Randy kind of was.
He came out of nowhere.
Were you saying that he came out of nowhere?
He really did. Because no one saw it.
Yeah.
And, like, we've kind of forgot about Randy Orton. So when he showed up, because I was watching the ups and downs and the reviews from all the different wrestling YouTube shows, and everyone was like, Randy Orton, a heel? And I was like, yeah, Wichita started that. Like, because we all cheered for him when he came out because, like, no one saw it coming.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to say nothing. But I also think Randy gets that love because he's from St. Louis, and St. Louis is kind of close to Kansas, and Kansas people take credit for
everything,
unless it's Baron Corbin.
No. Which I want to see I don't know. I'm sure Raw's been in Kansas City, but I feel like Baron Corbin. I would cheer if there was a hometown guy. I don't care who he is. I don't care who. Yeah. I don't care if it's Brock Lesnar. If Brock Lesnar's from Wichita, Kansas, I'm gonna cheer for him.
When Jonathan Coachman used to be on WWE, we cheered for him because he was from Wichita. So it's like,
But yeah, I thought SmackDown was pretty good. We can get into the Royal Rumble predictions.
Yeah, we got 20 minutes left.
Yeah. So we can go through a lot of these pretty quickly. If you do want to send any questions to our mailbag, usually this would be a time where we answer questions.
Yeah.
Our email is WrestlingNirvanaPod@gmail.com.
Yeah. Check us out.
That's wrestling with a G at the end, unlike our Twitter handle. Don't ask questions as to why things are different.
I didn't notice. I can't spell, so. But yeah, hit us up.
You'll figure
questions.
it out. You just type in the name of the podcast as you see it on whatever you're using.
Yeah.
And you put @gmail.com. Pretty simple.
Hit us. You can send us questions on our Twitter.
DM us, add us, whatever.
Plug the Twitter real quick.
Yeah, it's WrestlingNirvanaPod with 2 N's. The end of wrestling with no G and the start of Nirvana. 2 N's back to back.
So yeah.
I like to make it a lot more complicated than it needs to be.
Exactly.
Going on, so we can go. There's a few of these we can go through pretty quickly because I think I kind of want to talk about the Rumbles themselves. I think a lot of these matches we kind of know what is probably going to happen.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched too much 205 Live.
I watched my first full episode of 205 Live.
I watch highlights.
Live event.
It's one of those things, and I know WWE does this because everyone can see something they like, and I kind of like that. I like cruiserweights, but after watching 6 hours of wrestling already a week, not including pay-per-views. Okay, I need to take a break, But we have Buddy Murphy versus Kalisto versus Akira Tozawa versus Hido. How do you say it?
Hidoe.
It's Itama. That's what I call him, Itama, who just came to 205 Live, and I think that Itama will pin probably like Kalisto or something and win the Cruiserweight Championship, and then him and Buddy Murphy confused because Buddy Murphy didn't get pinned for the title loss.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to put a quick that out there. I don't have too much insight on it.
Tama won the triple threat. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I like Tama, and I think that'd be cool if he wins.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Just next. And that's on the pre-show along with the United States Championship match, Rusev versus Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm going to make this one quick. I think Lana will get involved and get her revenge, quote unquote, for taking a bump that didn't even hurt.
Yeah.
You're a professional wrestler. Going on. I think Rusev will win by tapping out Shinsuke, and hopefully they both move on to bigger and better things.
Yep. Shinsuke needs to get back in the title picture.
Yeah. And Shinsuke needs to, I don't know. He's been a weird heel, but he's good. It's just all the nut punching with AJ Styles took it out. It's just like, and I know that's like the thing is AJ gets punched in the groin a lot.
It really is a thing.
But and it's not just with Shinsuke. But yeah, I agree. Shinsuke should be on. I don't know if he should be. And last year it's like, oh, he was in a title picture at WrestleMania, and that's awesome. Probably won't happen this year. I'll probably
it's crazy
be in
how things change.
He'll probably be in some battle royal or something.
Yeah, he probably will win the Andre Giant.
Yeah. SmackDown Tag Team Championship match: The Bar take on Shane and Miz. And I'm going to give my 2 cents here. And I think Shane and Miz will win. And I think the reason that will happen is because then they'll eventually lose the titles before WrestleMania. And Shane versus Miz at WrestleMania will happen. And I think it'll actually be a good match. Or that Miz will use Shane to propel himself into the WWE Championship picture. Say, Shane, I'm done with you. And then either way, I think they're going to fight at WrestleMania.
I'm going to say the Bar is going to win. And I think this is going to be the start of Shane versus Miz breaking up, because I think they're gonna have a rematch at the next pay-per-view, and then
Elimination Chamber.
They're really gonna end up breaking up, and I think that's gonna lead to a Shane versus Miz at WrestleMania.
Okay, either way, I mean, but I think
the
win.
ending is gonna be the same.
Yeah, I think they'll win though.
Face each other.
we can. I mean, we only have a few more matches to go through before the Rumble, so we can go through these quickly as well. The SmackDown Women's Championship match: Asuka versus my girl, Becky Lynch.
The man.
And I think she is the man, not my girl. She'll punch me in the mouth for saying that.
Yeah.
I think Asuka's gonna retain, and if she doesn't, as a huge Becky supporter, I'll be kind of mad because first off, I think Asuka deserves a title reign that's long and good, and I think Becky should be main eventing WrestleMania. So
My thing about Asuka winning, because I want Asuka to win too, but my thing about Asuka winning is what do you do with her at WrestleMania?
that's true. I don't know. I think they might have to move a superstar here or there or do something because I think the Rumble winner faces because I think Charlotte or Becky is facing Ronda at WrestleMania after winning the Rumble, and I think all three of them will be in a triple threat match at WrestleMania. But it's a good question because you have a lot of talent on like Raw, like Ruby Riott, who's I know part of the Riott Squad and will probably win the tag team championships at Elimination Chamber.
I think it's gonna be Becky and Sasha who's gonna win.
Becky, you mean Bailey and Sasha?
Or Bailey and Sasha.
I think they're gonna turn on each other. But like there's all this talent like on Raw where like Ruby Riott should be in a title picture, Sasha, Bailey,
But
they should be in a title picture. And then,
They can market that to say Sasha and Bailey were the first women's.
yeah, and I get it. Yeah,
You can't say the Riot Squad 3-way tag is the first ever.
I guess I
So-
like the Riot Squad though, and other people don't.
I kind of like them too.
And I like Ruby Riott a lot. I think
for
she
other
should.
reasons.
Jesus Christ, I think that Ruby Riott should be in a title picture because I like Ruby Riott. I think she's pretty good. But yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do with Asuka, but I think Ronda could interfere in this match. And my prediction of Becky losing here goes into my prediction later. I hope this match. I hope the two Rumbles are actually the last two of the three matches. I hope the last three matches are.
You know they're gonna open up with one Rumble.
I hope not. I hope the last three matches are Women's Rumble, Universal Title, Men's Rumble, or vice versa.
Yeah.
One of the Rumbles, Universal. One of the Rumbles, doesn't matter which.
Yeah.
Raw Women's Championship match: Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks. I think Rousey will retain. I don't know if there's any other.
I was thinking about this earlier, and it can go both ways. I think Ronda will retain because they don't want to end her streak just yet. But I think if Ronda was to lose, she's gonna go to the Royal Rumble and win the Royal Rumble.
That could happen. I haven't even thought about that.
If that happens, then that means Becky Lynch has to win her match. Because then she's going to challenge Becky for the title.
Oh, and then they'll move her to SmackDown because of the Fox deal.
But she's also quitting at WrestleMania. So
yeah, there's a lot. That's why I think I would believe that the whole Ronda winning the Rumble if there isn't this thing where Ronda's taking time off to start a family after the Rumble.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's also so that can set up that feud if Ronda was to lose at the Rumble. But Ronda's also
good.
Ronda's also going to want her rematch, but there's no more rematch clause, so it's not going to matter. But Sasha winning also takes her out of the whole tag team titles picture. So that's why I don't see Sasha winning.
And it would be, and yeah, I agree because I don't think they have enough female tag. I mean, Iconics, Mandy and Deville, Riot Squad, Sasha Bailey, and two other teams. I don't know, but I can't even think of all of them.
So I'm gonna agree with you and say Ronda is gonna win.
I think it'd be cool if Sasha did win. She's not going to, by the way.
Yeah.
Sasha, she's not gonna win. But if she did, if her and Bailey, because they put on some fantastic matches in NXT, if they got to fight over the Raw Tag Team Championship,
do you think this is gonna be a squash match?
No, I think
it's gonna be actual.
I think this will be the best Ronda match to date in terms of. Maybe and there's been a few good ones where like I've been kind of like my jaw's kind of dropped. I'm like, God, she's so good at this already. But Sasha's a real competitor, unlike Alexa Bliss, unlike Nia. So where it's like she's a good wrestler and she's actually like been a champion, been competent, and I think she's gonna give Ronda all she can have. But I'm not sure if they're gonna have Sasha tap out. I think they will because they want Ronda to be that.
Of course.
That thing, but I want to see Ronda win by pinfall. I don't know how, but just win by pinfall. She never does. That'd be kind of cool.
And they're both crazy at selling, so like Sasha's gonna get punched and she's just gonna fall out of the ring like Shawn Michaels versus Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
And then Ronda's good at selling too, so it's just like
that'd be funny if Sasha did the whole Shawn Michaels at SummerSlam 05, where she's just selling the hell out of it because she thinks she should win the title.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Politicking.
I can see that.
That'd be funny.
And then Sasha kind of wants to leave too.
Sasha reminds me of Shawn Michaels actually.
That's another reason why I think they might throw the title on Sasha because Sasha wants to leave. Because everybody, it seems like,
Well, I didn't know she wanted to leave. Where'd you do that?
oh yeah, that's the
Been
rumors too.
reported?
She wants to,
I
yeah,
knew
she
it.
wants to leave. She wants to, but no, everyone WWE's like, no, anyone that wants to leave, you're not leaving because we know where you're going. But I
Yeah.
don't think Sasha wants to be there anymore. Is what what I read.
Oh, that's interesting.
But
I think
I don't
Ronda
know
will
if the
win.
rumors are true, but that's just what I
Yeah.
read.
I think Ronda will win.
Yeah. WWE Championship.
WWE Championship match: Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles. I'm just gonna put my pick out there before anything. I think Bryan's gonna retain and I'm hoping because I want him to have a vegan title belt. I'm tired of him carrying the leather strap
Yeah.
around. He said it if he beat AJ Styles at TLC, he would get a vegan title belt, and I want to see it. But
I think it'll be a good selling thing for WWE too, merchandise.
I also think this is a very good potential to be the best match of the show by far because I think they're gonna do something different in terms of what they did at Survivor Series or TLC, excuse me. And I do think Daniel Bryan's actually gonna tap AJ out.
My thing about this match is, okay, if Daniel Bryan wins, what do you do with Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan
afterwards?
versus The Miz at WrestleMania could be fun if The Miz was a face.
Yeah,
That'd be so crazy.
Yeah.
Or they could perform a double turn like with Austin and
we
Brett.
wanted Bryan as a face
yeah.
though.
And we wanted him to have to work his way to overcome everything again. But we saw that at WrestleMania 30. I don't get why
Yeah.
everything has to be the same. Like, I love Bryan like that, but that was our moment in the sun. That was our happiness.
I only want, because I just assume if you lose your title match, you're going to be in the Royal Rumble because why not? But,
I get that.
if
Which
Daniel-
would suck which why the Rumble should go on last.
I only want AJ Styles to win if if this is like in a parallel universe. Kenny
I knew
Omega
it.
is in the Royal Rumble,
wins.
and then the final four is AJ Styles, Kenny Omega, Finn Balor, and then let's just throw in freaking Shinsuke for some reason. I don't know, but like those are like the last three in the match. Or Rollins, because everyone knows Rollins is gonna win. But that's prediction.
But then Rollins is like down by a turnbuckle, and it's just the three
It's
old
just those three
like,
just
Bullet
standing
Club
there.
members,
Yeah.
leaders.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that kind of predicts.
Oh my God,
that
dude.
gives my predictions for like the last three
Dude,
matches. But
you're giving me fucking chills.
Yeah,
right now thinking about
I
that.
want
Like,
that.
Legit,
I
I'd
want
freak
that.
out.
But I think I agree. Daniel Bryan's gonna win because they have no reason to take it off of him right now because he's so hot as a heel right now.
He's probably the best character besides Becky right now in wrestling. He might be the best
And then
character.
Universal Championship.
Brock and Finn.
I want Finn. Excuse me. Sorry.
I'll step in. I also want Finn to win because I know what you're gonna say.
I want Finn to win.
He won't.
But everyone, it literally is David versus Goliath. And
Yeah.
No one. I only want Finn to lose if he's going to have that match with Undertaker, like he teased. I
don't want him to fight Undertaker. I'm tired of Undertaker at WrestleMania. Honestly, I want him to retire. And I love Taker, but God, I'm just so done with it.
But at the Royal Rumble, do you think it's going to be Demon Balor?
No, okay, here's the deal. I'm glad you brought that up because this is what I
Yeah.
want to say. If Demon Balor comes out, which they haven't had enough time to really tease anything, he better beat Brock.
Exactly.
If regular Balor comes out and loses, that's fine. If it's a good match.
Yeah.
And I think that's how I'm gonna know when the match happens if he wins. Here's how you're gonna know. If Finn comes out first and Brock gets to come out second as a champion, Finn's not coming out as the demon. If Brock comes out first and then I'm gonna be like, they're gonna do Demon Balor because then you're gonna get to see Heyman's face and if Demon Balor comes out, he better win because I don't want Brock to be the person that says, well, Demon Balor's not shit. Because Demon Balor's dope.
But you already know they're gonna flip it, and this is if Demon Balor does come out, they're gonna flip it, and Brock's just gonna add that to his belt. He defeated Undertaker's streak. He defeated Roman Reigns. He beat Goldberg, and now he defeated the Demon. So like Brock is the beast.
And then
He gets his first loss.
And then when Seth wins the Rumble, they play off that, and then Seth gets to be the big old. I know this is tired of people saying this, but I'm just ready for Brock to be done. At least as champion, he can be part time and come in and have like a match. He can come in and squash whoever the fuck he wants. Just not. I know everyone's sick of it, and I think he'll lose it by WrestleMania. But we said that last year. We thought he was gonna lose it to Roman, and then he didn't. So I'm just. It's like, I'm bored with it.
But I rather see Oh, what's that? Sorry, my headphones
We can
was
cut
messing
that
up.
out.
I don't think it came through on the thing, but I think
Oh.
it came through on our headphones. But
That hurt my
anyway,
ears.
yeah, I want to see Finn Balor versus Rollins for the title at WrestleMania.
Oh my God, me too. Like
Because
yeah.
that would be a
That
rematch to their
the
match
be-
that they had on Raw.
the best thing they can do right now with Finn and Rollins is
Mm-hmm.
Rollins wins the Men's Rumble, Finn beats Brock as the Demon,
Yeah.
and then it's Finn versus Rollins. Demon King can even be kind of like the
Yeah.
bad guy, and he can be struggling like, I don't want to be the Demon, but the Demon takes it. Like
Mm-hmm.
what could happen is just like future booking. He could lose the title to Rollins at WrestleMania, and the title was the only thing that was keeping like the Demon from like taking him over, and
Yeah.
so he's like struggling with it. Like, oh, they did it with Okada in Japan. After he lost the title, all he wanted to do was get that title back, and he was not the same. He was weird. They're not going to. It's going to be Brock and Rollins, because
Yeah.
why not?
But I don't want to see that. But
No, neither
but
do I.
also Rollins can say he's the Demon Slayer and the King Slayer or the Beast Slayer. So
Yeah.
So-
Anything. He can be the Monster Slayer.
there's multiple T-shirts he can make.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Many.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Women's Rumble. I don't know which Rumble's going to be last, and I don't think it matters to me if they do both Rumbles right.
Yeah.
I'm going to give out a prediction of who I want to win,
Mm-hmm.
who I think's going to win, and then some people we might see. I think it might be close to the same amount of people that we saw last year,
Yeah.
because there's only so many women that can come back out and like be a big pop. They
Have enough women on tour. They don't have to bring.
They already
back
brought
many.
they already brought Trish back last year, and
Yeah.
that was all the pop I needed. Trish.
Right.
But, I want Becky to win, really
Okay.
bad. I think Charlotte's gonna win, and I don't know who they're gonna bring out. Actually, I can think of some for the Men's Rumble, but
I can see Trish Stratus coming
yeah,
just for a little bit.
in terms of like, I mean, obviously, like like Michelle McCool could come back out. Layla, I've heard Michelle McCool and Layla might be wanting to come back to like be part of that tag match. Tag
Say
team
your
titles.
final four. Let's just do that.
I
Who do you
think
think's
it'll
gonna be the
and
final four?
Who I think it will be?
Yeah.
Charlotte, Becky, and this is gonna be weird because it's gonna be 3 SmackDown people: Sonya Deville,
Mm-hmm.
and Bailey, maybe, just to give someone from Raw in there.
Yeah, Bailey.
Yeah,
Let's just throw Bailey in
Yeah,
there.
and I think they're gonna make Sonya Deville look kind of like a good wrestler here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the rumors, and I do think, and I want Becky to win, and I think it'll end up being Becky Charlotte at the end, kind of no matter what. What I want to happen is for Becky to attack Carmella and take her number 30 spot.
Yeah, it's not coming up on the mic, I don't think.
That-
So my mom was calling.
Oop,
But
this is
yeah.
going great so far.
Right.
Who do you want to win? Who do you think's gonna win? Who do you think's your final four gonna be? I'm curious. Who do you want to win this?
The Women's Royal Rumble, I want Ronda to win if she loses her match against Charlotte, or Becky to win if she loses her match.
You mean against Sasha, not Charlotte?
Yeah, Sasha, yeah. But I think I agree with you. Because, WWE might most likely going to listen to the fans this time and make Becky win.
Yeah, I'll
But
pop. I'll go crazy.
I
you
think
know me.
I think Charlotte's going to win.
Yeah.
The final four in my prediction, I have multiple ones, but I think the real final four is going to be Nia Jax, Becky, because you got to have that confrontation. Alexa Bliss,
Okay.
I think she's going to be in the final
like it.
four because she's returning. And Charlotte. Those are
I
going to be
forgot
the
about
final
Nia.
four.
What I
Yeah.
kind of hoped for Nia was she comes out and she's destroying everyone because she came out at like number 28, and then we don't know that Carmella. All we see is Carmella getting beat down, kind of like the Ron thing, and then you just hear Becky's music, and she comes out and Nia comes in and
Well, Carmella's 30,
30.
so she's going to be last.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Becky beats up Carmella to take her spot. I've also heard things about like R-Truth could like not come out at 30 in the men's rumble and try to
That's
come
what I
out in
think's
the
going to
women's.
happen. To be
which-
honest with you,
which
I
would be-
think they're both going to walk out at the same
Yeah.
time.
Which then, whatever. I just want Becky in there, and I
Yeah.
think this is in my mind. I'll go crazy. Becky comes out. Nia's getting ready. She stands up tonight. Nia punches her in the face, and Becky just takes it and throws her out. Like her punch doesn't mean shit. Like, oh my god, do I want that, bro? Like, I'll
That's
freak
right,
out.
because people think Becky's not going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble because she's in the Women's
Yeah,
Championship
well,
match.
that's
Yeah.
what they want you to think. I think everyone
Yeah.
thinks she's gonna be in it. If Becky's in it,
course.
if Becky is in the Rumble, she's gonna win, in my opinion.
They can even be crazy and say Becky loses her match and she can be number one and she survives everyone.
Oh, the Iron Man, Iron
Yeah.
Woman. Oh, that'd be crazy.
That will really make her the man.
Yeah.
Like
Dude,
if she came out at #1 and just survived the whole
I'm
Royal
getting
Rumble.
chills. Well, I don't know
I
because
should
I
write for
want.
WWE. I know, right?
I do want Becky to come out last actually, and I know it's gonna be like, oh, well, she got
But
handed.
it's already
the,
gonna be Carmella. You already know.
Yeah, well, she should come out at 29 then.
Yeah, 29. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking 2011. Edge came out. Edge did come out at 29.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Batista came out at 30.
I just want to really
pop.
solidify Becky. She needs to come out early and last like the whole thing, so she can say that, so they can have it in the history books.
I guess.
Oh, Becky's the longest reigning women. She lasted
hold, yeah.
an hour and 30 minutes.
I just think the pop will be bigger if they make us anticipate when she's coming out.
Yeah.
So lastly,
The men's Royal Rumble.
The men's Royal Rumble, and who I want to win is depending on. Honestly, I do want Seth Rollins to win. And I know it sounds like, oh, you're so stupid, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I mean, obviously, like we all want Kofi to win. We want Kofi to get a title shot at some point. I just can't think of anyone. If Kevin Owens comes back, I want Kevin Owens to win. But I think Seth is gonna win, and I kind of want him to win. I wouldn't mind if Drew won. And my final four are gonna be Andrade, Seth, Drew. I might be someone from SmackDown or someone like. Man, I don't know. Andrade, Seth, Drew, and Miz.
Okay.
Andrade, Seth, Drew, and Miz. Yeah, and I think Seth wins, which I kind of don't want. I don't know. I don't know if I want Drew to win actually. Because he's a good wrestler, but he's kind of, and he should have a universal. He should be a champ at some point.
I don't think it's his time yet.
But he kind of bores me sometimes.
Let him win it at SummerSlam, but this is his
time
right
I get that. Yeah, SummerSlam will be a good time for him.
Give him more time.
I do like that he does the Alabama Slam. That's one of my favorite moves in wrestling.
But when he does it outside the ring, close to them stairs, it kind of scares me.
Alabama Slam and Enziguri are like. When I go play like WWE 2K, I do the Alabama Slam as my signature and an Enziguri as my finisher because I love an Enziguri, a good one.
Made famous by Hardcore Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like seeing Punk's Enziguri a lot. For some reason.
Alabama Slam.
Oh, the Alabama Slam. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
But
what's your who do you want to win? Your prediction for who wins the final four?
They can go a lot of places.
This one I think has about 10 different things that could happen.
It's like you don't know.
And 2 different things that could be good. I think there's only 1 or 2 good. Like, the only thing in the Women's Rumble is Becky needs to win.
Yeah.
That needs to be what happens. But who do you want to win? You're going to say Kenny.
Well, no, that would be cool, though. But, I don't know. Maybe they can, because we forgot about Braun Strowman.
I don't care about Braun Strowman.
Yeah. But they can have him.
They should have pulled that trigger at Hell in a Cell.
They can have Braun Strowman beat Kane's record by the most eliminations.
Okay.
They can have Braun Strowman.
Roman's record. No, didn't Roman break it?
Yeah, Roman's record, yeah. They can have Braun Strowman. I think it's Chris Jericho's record of lasting the longest.
I thought Benoit lasted longer than anyone. Or Ray lasted longer than anyone.
But I don't know who I want. I don't know who I want to win the Royal Rumble. It could be AJ Styles for all I care, but it's most likely going to be Rollins. I'll say it. I want Braun Strowman to, because I think Braun Strowman's been working hard enough to where he deserves his just dues.
Braun Strowman's not good enough on the mic for me, and I think if he didn't talk and just did things like throwing over limos and semi trucks and shit, but I think his time of everyone like get these hands, all that shit is over, and they should have pulled the trigger at Hell in a Cell. And now that he can't build it back up, and people still support him, but yeah, when you have someone like Finn that could win, we all want Finn. We'd rather have Finn. We'd rather have Rollins. We'd rather have Finn. We'd rather have Rollins. So, and if it has to be Braun versus Brock at WrestleMania, I will go to WrestleMania in New York this year, take a beach ball, and start throwing it because I do not want to see that. I don't want to see Braun versus Brock.
And I want Finn to win. It's going to be Rollins who wins in the Final Four. I have multiple ones for that one too, but I want to see
all these scenarios.
I know the Final Four is going to be, or I want it to be, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins. Let's just say Braun Strowman.
It's 3 Raw.
Let's just say AJ Styles.
Okay.
But I want it to be Finn Balor, Rollins, Kenny Omega, and AJ
I know
Styles.
this isn't gonna happen, but I think at some point Kofi should win like Money in the Bank. I'm just thinking about Kofi for a second, because all three members of the New Day are gonna be in this, and
Yeah.
I think Kofi obviously needs to win a world title, like kind of the Christian thing, like let him win a championship. But like, is it bad that I kind of want a Kofi heel turn? Like Kofi to go.
If anybody in the group were to do it, Kofi would make the most
Yeah,
sense.
and I think Kofi would be good at it, and just like you didn't appreciate me, and then he could turn back face and be part of the New Day again,
But
and
they
that'd be
sell
fine.
too much to.
Yeah.
For them
Oh yeah,
to,
for sure. But I still think Kofi should. It would be cool if Kofi was the champion and Big E and Xavier were the tag team champs, and they just kind of like ruled for a second
Yeah.
because Kofi deserves it, and he'll have another Rumble. And he was talking about on SmackDown like, what am I gonna do in the Rumble this year? So he's gonna do something cool. I get it, but I'm just ready for him to win, man.
Do
I
you
love
think?
Kofi.
Do you think?
I like Jamaican Kofi. SOS. I like that.
What do you think there's going to be any special returns? And sorry, by the way, we're going overtime, but we have so much to talk about.
Special returns, or I think Owens and Zayn are possibilities.
Okay. I think.
I-
Do you think Undertaker's going to come back just for this match?
I hope not.
If Undertaker returns,
I was thinking Shawn Michaels could be in this actually.
Shawn Michaels does not. I don't think he wants to wrestle anymore because I think that
I think
crown
he's. I think
jewel-
him and Taker.
Or sorry, WWE World Cup is what they're calling it now.
It's. You mean the bloodbath? Going on.
But-
The non-moral compass of WWE
right.
crown jewel.
They're calling it World Cup.
World Cup,
now.
yeah. I heard Braun Strowman say that at World Cup. I was like,
Yeah.
World Cup.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I think if Undertaker comes back, I think Finn Balor should eliminate him because that sets up their match.
I still want Finn to be a title holder. I don't care about that. And I know.
I want him to too, but
I don't think it'll happen.
But this is what I got planned out. Undertaker comes out, Finn Balor eliminates him. Undertaker's like, "Oh, you dead now," and then Balor's in the elimination chamber. Undertaker comes through the ring, chokeslams Black Balor, and causes him this title match.
like HBK did at 26.
So they set that up. That can set that up, and then people for some reason someone said Sting. I was
Seth Rollins hurt him. I thought to where he couldn't wrestle anymore.
but someone said Sting could probably make a return.
I don't know. I know the betting odds. I know we're not talking about it, but betting odds say Rollins is gonna win.
Yeah, well they just say Sting could like return.
No, yeah, but I saw some betting odds for who could return. I think Kevin Owens is at the top of that list, but
they said Batista might make.
oh
a
yeah,
return.
Batista was also Batista is someone, and because Triple H said, I don't know if you listened to that call, the NXT Takeover Phoenix media call. Dave Meltzer asked Triple H how his recovery was going. He said that he's actually training now.
Yeah, I
He's
heard
not just
that.
recovering.
Yeah.
So I think Batista versus Triple H could happen, but what sucks is Triple H is gonna beat Batista.
Yeah.
If that happens.
And then they said The Rock could possibly. They might give us the swerve and do Rock versus Brock at Mania like they always predicted. They always announced, but I don't know what The Rock is doing.
I don't know. Cena is apparently hurt? ? So he might not be in there. But I think.
Did you hear that was a work though?
Is it? Oh, I thought it was a shoot.
Or a shoot? Yeah.
No. A shoot is when it's real. A work is when it's fake.
Oh yeah.
So
Well,
I thought it was a shoot because I thought it was real.
But I also heard John Cena's filming during that time, so who knows?
Who knows? What if he comes out in like a Bumblebee, like the car, like the
Like a
Bumblebee
Corvette.
car?
Or Camaro, sorry.
A Camaro, yeah.
Or no, the original Bumblebee, the slug bug.
Oh my God, Cena needs to go yellow and black. That needs to be his new color scheme.
Yeah.
He needs to do something different. I'm tired of the green. It hurts my eyes. I actually don't mind Cena if he's gonna be putting everyone over.
I like Cena.
Yeah, I like that he lost to Finn Balor.
When everyone hated Cena, I was a low-key Cena fan, but I didn't let people know that.
So, like, between WrestleMania 24 to 26, I was, like, 12 or 13, and I loved John Cena. I had the purple John Cena shirt. When Randy Orton beat Wade Barrett at TLC and Cena was the ref, and he got fired, I was like, oh my God, John Cena got fired. And then he came back and did all those corny, like, beating up the Nexus, like, doing the you can't see me to the camera, and I popped. I was like, oh shit. And now I'm like, and I don't mind. I don't get the hate for him. I get that, oh yeah, he's won 16 titles. I think he's not the best wrestler, but he's like a staple.
He's a Hulk Hogan of our generation.
He's a staple of the company, and he has politicked before, like, speaking of the Nexus, like at SummerSlam 2010 with the Nexus. But I think he's done his fair share of putting people over as well. So, but
What if Hulk Hogan made a return to the Rumble?
I will But I'm gonna only watch.
And he got eliminated by all the black wrestlers, like
By
Titus O'Neil, the
That'd
New
be
Day.
dope. Oh my god, yes, I'd love it.
I don't know, R-Truth. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. Who else is a black? Oh, Apollo Crews,
Apollo Crews,
Bobby Lashley.
They
Leo
all
Rush.
eliminated
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, I think those are pretty solid predictions.
Yeah.
I don't see any big swerves on the show. I mean, I think the biggest swerve would be if Finn beats Brock, and
I think if Ronda lost,
yeah, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But yes, I think that would be a swerve. But
or like Carmella wins the Rumble.
don't put that evil on me, okay?
Would you be mad though? Would you be mad if a nobody won the men's Royal Rumble?
What do you mean by nobody?
Like R-Truth or Kofi Kingston.
Depends on the nobody. If it's
I wouldn't be mad at
if
that.
If it's R-Truth or Kofi Kingston, I kind of like it.
No one would see that coming.
Because I like R-Truth because he's 45 and still doing what he does. I love Kofi.
But I can also see like R-Truth winning and him challenging like 205 Live champion. Like he was saying.
Oh, he was
Raw.
saying he wants to challenge Asuka.
Yeah.
Or Becky at the time, I think.
That would be funny.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if it was a quote unquote nobody, like not a main eventer, if to push them, like kind of like Shinsuke. He was kind of a main eventer, but that was his first time he got like a one-on-one title bout that I can remember. Yeah, I mean we're a little over on time, but I think we did a good job of reining in and talking about what we wanted to. We'll be back next week and we'll talk a little bit about what happened at the Rumble, recapping Raw and SmackDown, and have a few questions to answer.
We might be back next week.
We'll be back within the next 2 weeks to recap things. We obviously haven't talked about this.
If we're not back on Saturday, we'll be back during the week.
And we'll hopefully get an episode out next week. And if something changes, we'll tweet it out.
For sure.
Like I said, make sure to follow us on Twitter at WrestlingNirvana. That's WrestlingNirvana.
Yeah.
And then make sure to send any mailbag questions to WrestlingNirvanaPod@gmail.com.
Yeah.
All right, Kyle, I think we're out.
Yeah, we're out.
All right, have a good one, guys.
All right,
Bye.
enjoy the Rumble.
Deuces. Go Becky.